What is the secret to true power? Real power. You see, real power isn't about control or dominance. It's how boldly and authentically you show up to serve others. You see, when we channel our strength into lifting, inspiring, and empower those around us, we unlock a force greater than any self-serving ambition. True mastery is knowing that the more you give from a place of authenticity, the more life gives back to you in ways that are beyond anything that you can measure. That's why it said, give unto others, and it will give and be back. Now, the key thing is, it may not come back from that person you gave to. It may not come back in the way you gave. But guess what? It always comes back. Why? Because when you're giving, you're creating a void within you, and there can be no void in the universe. So when you create the void of giving out, the universe brings back, and it brings back multiple fold. Think about this. If you're putting out selfishness, what do you think's coming back? If you're putting out greed, what do you think's coming back? Is that the type of power we're talking about? No. We're talking about a power that's expansive, that's growing, that's about oneness and connecting with all that is. And so when we're of service in the world, and we support others in claiming their power, man, it comes back to you in ways that you just never know. I see demonstrations of that every day. And see, being of service is not something, it doesn't have to be huge. You do not have to be like a Mother Teresa. You can simply be a light to everyone that comes in your life with your smile, with your compassionate and loving hello, with the way you listen authentically without trying to respond to be right or to offer opinions to people when they haven't asked it. Sometimes empathic listening is a great, great act of service because in most cases, most people don't feel they've ever really been listened to. In fact, maybe compassionate listening might be you listening to your inner wisdom, trying to tell you to shift your perspective and how you show up in the world. Maybe you haven't been showing up in the most giving of ways. Maybe you've been so closed down, so hunkered in that you've forgotten you're part of humanity and you think you're alone. You see, one of the things is that when you're giving and you're being of service, you don't feel alone. You feel a connection to those you are giving to, and in turn to all of humanity. Because when you touch one life, you don't just touch that person. You touch every person they touch, and then they touch every person they touch. It's a wave that starts that goes out infinitely into the universe. And what is that wave? It's an energy. And realize this, gang, all you are is energy. Everyone is energy. Everything in the universe is energy. And the frequency you tune into when you're being of service, when you're supporting others, being empathic with others, that frequency spreads. That's how we change the world. We don't change it by activism. Activism means you're pushing against what is or what's coming the other way. That just creates a battle. When you're being of service, that creates something that's a win-win for everybody. You see, we've forgotten that. We've forgotten in humanity that we're one. And there we're trying to win all the time. We're in competition. And instead of maybe competitive capitalism, why wouldn't we go into collaborative capitalism? We share our wisdom because there's a market for everything out there and there's more than enough for everyone. We've got to come out of this idea that there's lack. Lack is a state of mind. It's not a state of the universe. The universe only knows abundance. It only knows abundance. Look at the grains of sand, the leaves on the trees, the bugs in the air. It's abundance everywhere. Trillions of planets and stars in that in our own galaxy, and trillions of galaxies out there. To not understand that this is an infinite universe is really sort of small thinking, probably pretty damn egotistical. So come out of that. And today, be of service. Be of service in the way only you can. Realize you're special because you're unique and share that with the world. Much love, everybody. I know you'll discover your power today. Just give it a shot. Until tomorrow, aloha.